So Steve and Ben here invited me out for a little impromptu trip, so I took the Hornet out. Ben, probably never seen a camera before by the looks of it. But yeah, Ben and Steve, Ben on his Triumph Trident and Steve on his Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS. So after giving Ben and Steve the traditional biker greeting, it was time to set off. At least it would have been if I hadn't forgotten to put the side stand back up. Okay, now we can go. As with a lot of ride-outs, you don't really plan where to go. We ended up deciding to go to the Delph Water Sports Centre over in Chorley. They have a biker night there every Tuesday. It's something I had been meaning to get to because I'd not been before. But it's on 6 till 9 PM, like every week. They do food there. It's supposed to be a great atmosphere, so I was looking forward to getting over there and see what it was like. So you'll probably notice here my clutch lever is actually a little bit wobbly. It was fitted fine, it was just a case of tightening up one of the Allen bolts, which you'll see on screen here. So it was absolutely fine after doing that. Plus, of course, it wasn't my fault.
Don't think I don't know why you're filming it though.
Why?
It's evidence. So if I fuck it up, you can turn around and go, oh, that's all your fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, so there was the absolute proof. So having had the Hornet now for a good few weeks and about 500-600 miles, I can tell you it's an absolutely amazing bike. You can see we're going through some urban areas here. It'll open up into some countryside a little bit later on. But in all conditions, all types of roads so far, I've got no complaints about this bike whatsoever. It's an absolute dream to ride. As good as it is though, there's no keeping up with a Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS, no matter how much I tried. Although you can hear my engine giving it a good go. Then things slow down a little bit again, which is probably why Ben adopted the casual biker pose here.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout.
So here we are on the approach to the Delph, through these back roads around the country. As you can see, there's a lot of bikers going past me. They've probably got there a bit earlier, had their food, headed out somewhere else. And here we are on the final approach to the Delph. Somehow, after keeping up with the two Triumphs, we made it. As you can see, it was getting closer and closer to sunset. Really beautiful time of day to ride. My favourite time of day to ride, actually. As we turned the final corner here, we got completely sun blinded. So at this point, going down the road, we were all relying on Steve to lead the way. Basically, if he went into the bush, we were going to go into the bush. I think we were both just like zeroing in on each other's number plates at this point. Thankfully though, we didn't end up in the bush, and here we are. So this is the arrival point. You can see a lot of bikers. I believe this was a quiet week as well, from what I can gather from talking to some people. But we made it. Yeah, so let's have a look around the Delph.
Just saying that I can see. I can see a thing for the value. I couldn't help it. I was like, I was just looking at my number plate.
So this was my first ever time coming to the Delph bike night on the Tuesday. Gotta say, there was a lot of people here, considering it just started back up again. We got here about 7, 7:15. There was a lot of people sort of leaving, but a lot of people coming at the same time, so a lot of coming and going still at this time. So in case you missed it earlier on the sign, the Delph is actually a water sports centre. So you'll see in a second when I go down the ramp, there is a little lake just by the cafe. Really nice place, you can just go and sit and eat, just chill out, bring your bike for a nice ride out here. Yeah, it's a great little atmosphere. So Ben and Steve had actually got into the cafe at this point, so we're hoping to get a drink and a bite to eat. So the cafe here tonight was actually really rammed. It's a bit disappointing, to be honest. There was about 30 people queued up inside. We got here a bit later than usual, so I'm not too sure if it's like this every week or it's just like a bit of teething problems with starting back up again. But yeah, it would have been nice to get some food, but hopefully if I do come back again, I'll get to try that out. Further down here to the dock, there was this little shark. It kind of reminded me of the shark from Finding Nemo. So that's it for the walk around. As you can see though, it's a nice night. It was a great little ride to get here, so it's a nice place to come and visit. As mentioned earlier, a bit disappointed that I couldn't get some food, but hopefully next time. You can see the cafe's still busy. On the plus point though, lots of people socialising, so it looks like a great place to come and meet for a biker meetup, so hopefully be back here again soon. We decided to head home at this point, just while there was still some daylight left. As you can see behind me, the sun was pretty much all the way down at this point, so it was heading towards full sunset. Again, getting up to some speeds on these back roads. This bike handles so well. I feel very confident, very comfortable on this bike. Proper sunset rider here. For those of you old enough to remember, you'll probably remember this game as well. As well as biking, I am a bit of a gamer nerd. Well, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but I would like to thank Ben and Steve for inviting me out on this ride. Really nice ride up there and back from the Delph. Thanks to them too for navigating as well on this ride. I promise next time I'll get some better footage of your bikes, guys. So we did end up separating not long after this to go our separate ways back home. Obviously a slight time jump here, but I just thought I'd put this footage in just to show you an idea of just how dark it is down some of these roads on the way back. Literally no lights whatsoever. However, the Honda Hornet does have a very powerful LED headlight, so it's no problem navigating. And that is it for today's vlog. Thank you very much for watching. Do really appreciate anybody that watches, comments, etc. Don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff down below. But more importantly, don't forget to bike and just ride. Take care, guys. See you for the next one.